Hi, my name is Rob Lamontagne. I'm a real estate investor, mentor, coach, and trainer. It was Andrew Carnegie that said 90% of all millionaires become so through owning real estate. More money has been made in real estate than in all industrial investments combined. The wise young man or wage earner of today invests his money in real estate. This is so very true, but it's important to realize that being an investor is a mindset. It is a way of thinking. It is a way of living. Your mindset is the foundation on which you build your wealth. It is the foundation on which you build everything else in your life. How you think is who you become. I like to compare real estate to baseball. Real estate is a long game and season. Real estate is not a quick, get rich quick solution. If you prepare and do everything right, you are not going to win every game. You are never going to win every game. The opposition team wants to win too. Your seller is pitching. Your tenant is playing shortstop. The government is your manager. And they've hired the landlord tenant board to be the umpire. Some days it's going to seem like the entire deck is stacked against you. Most of your hits are going to be singles with an occasional double. The home run feels great, but they are few and far between. And remember that when you swing for the fence, you strike out a lot. You have to be patient at the plate and don't be shy to take a pass. It does not matter how you get on base, as long as you get on base. And always remember that if you want to win, you are going to need to learn to hit the curveball. In real estate, like many other facets of life, you are going to be thrown a lot of curveballs. It's how you react to that curveball that is going to determine your success. So enjoy the game and remember that you're in it for the long haul. This is not a short term strategy. Learn and follow the 10 commandments of real estate investing because it's hard to win when you don't know the rules of the game. So without further delay, let's look on to the 10 commandments of real estate investing. And yes, I do realize that technically Moses was the first man to download files from the cloud using a tablet, but we think we've done a pretty good job of it too. So, the first commandment of investing is thou shalt always be on the lookout for money, other people's money, OPM. Do you have any money? You know many people in your life, many people in your circle. Many of these people have money but do not have time to invest or look for investments. Your doctors, your lawyers, your chiropractor, your dentist, teachers, these are all people who have not a lot of time but may have money. You want to be looking for them because they are going to be the ones who are going to fuel your ability to invest. The second commandment of investing is thou shalt not get emotionally involved. This is not your principal residence. This is different. You do not need the cutest house on the block. You do not need marble countertops. You do not need porcelain floors. What you are looking for is a property that will cost you less than it brings in. You are looking for a property that is going to be economically viable and will cash flow. This is an investment. It is not your principal residence. It is different. The third commandment, thou shalt buy from motivated sellers, not become a motivated buyer. It will cost you money if you do. Learn from the mistakes of others, not your own. Take the time to understand your seller. Why are they selling? Bad things happen to good people all the time. There are estate sales, there are divorces, there are illnesses in families, there are job losses. You are looking for people who want to sell and need to sell, and you are looking to provide a solution to them that meets their needs and meets your needs as well. Buy from motivated sellers. The fourth commandment: thou shalt only take a deal that will improve your situation. You did not have a problem this morning, your seller had one. Remember that we are solutions providers for other people's problems. And the best answers often come only after we've discovered the correct questions. Excuse me. It was Einstein who said, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking that we use to create them. And sometimes the way we see the problem is the problem. And understand that there are often more than one solution to a problem. 6 plus 3 is 9, so is 5 plus 4, so 7 plus 2, so is 8 plus 1. Sometimes we have to step back and look for a different solution that still solves the problem, because the best solution for one person may not be the best solution for another. Time invested to understand the real problem is time well spent. The fifth commandment of investing: thou shalt make money in the buy. Successful real estate investors always buy properties below market value. They are looking for motivated sellers so that they can get a discount to the market value. By getting a discount to the market value, you increase your chance of success, you increase your chance of appreciation, and you increase your chance of being able to purchase more properties. Always make money in the buy. The sixth commandment of investing is thou shalt take on good debt. Good debt is debt that is incurred to buy assets that produce income and generate positive cash flow. Assets put money in your pocket. Bad debt costs you money. Bad debt takes money out of your pocket. So, good examples: investment real estate, dividend producing stocks, borrowing money to buy income producing assets is doing good debt. Bad debt is buying toys, buying items that take money out of your pocket. The seventh commandment: thou shalt let the numbers tell the story, not try and make the numbers tell the story you want to hear. Investment real estate is about the numbers. Numbers do not lie. Too many investors try and manipulate the numbers to tell the story they want to hear. Those investors invariably fail. They cannot be successful if they are not reading the numbers properly. And proper numbers always include assumptions for fluctuations in interest rates. What happens to your cash flow if you have to renew your mortgage at a 2% higher interest rate? You need to have contingency in your interest rate. When the real estate agent comes to you and says you have a 2.5 or 3% mortgage, imagine what it will be in 5 years when you have to renew, and do your numbers. Vacancy is a forgotten cost. You will hear sellers say it's always full. Well, what happens when it's not? What happens when you have a 3-month vacancy? What happens when a tenant has damaged the property and it takes you 2 months to fix it before you can re-rent it? How much is it going to cost you to manage the property? What are your costs of management? If the property is not local, you are going to have to hire a property management company. That has a cost associated with it. How much is it going to cost you to maintain the property? Maintaining a 5-year-old building has a very different cost than maintaining a 30-year-old building. What are your actual costs of maintenance going to be? The eighth commandment of investing, thou shalt be disciplined. Being disciplined means being committed, being persistent, and being consistent. When you develop a plan of action for investing, you need to be committed to doing the action items in the plan. You need to be persistent. You need to do these actions persistently, and you need to be consistent. You need to do them in the timeline that you've set out to do. If you are committed, you will do it. If you are persistent, you will get it. And if you are consistent, you will keep it. Discipline is commitment, persistence, and consistency. The ninth commandment of investing is thou shalt think like an investor. If something costs $1,000 and it wasn't in your budget to buy it, and it's on sale for $750 and you decide to buy it anyway, you did not save $250. You spent $750. To think you saved $250 is false economy. You spent $750. Thinking like an investor means understanding opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is the potential future value of the money that you spend. So if you invest $100 and it goes to $200, you made a $100 profit. If instead of investing that $100, you spent the $100 on a pair of shoes, the shoes did not cost you $100. They cost you $200 because they cost you the opportunity to earn that extra $100. So similarly, if you've got $100,000, $100,000 can be a 20% down payment on a $500,000 property purchase. That $100,000 can also buy you a new Tesla. An investor would take the $100,000, buy the property. That property would produce $1,200 a month in cash flow. They would take the $1,200 a month and they would lease the Tesla for $800 a month rather than buying it with the 100,000, because the Tesla in 10 years is worth nothing, whereas the rental property that they just bought is going to be worth $1 million. That is thinking like an investor. And finally, the 10th commandment of investing is thou shalt ask always. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. You don't know what people will agree to. You don't know what will trigger their motivation. But if you don't ask for what you want, you will never get it. And you may be surprised by what you get if you ask. The worst thing that a seller can do is say no. And if they say no, that's the same answer you got if you didn't ask the question. So those are our 10 commandments of real estate investing. Think like an investor. Investing is a mindset.